Hey everybody, Brian here with Baitwatch Fishing. Got Dane here again. We are in the kitchen this time. Dane's getting ready to prepare up this triggerfish that we just filleted. Dan, can you tell us a little bit about what you're preparing to do?
Sure. So what we're looking to do is just a simple preparation tonight. We're going to blacken some of the triggerfish fillets that we got the other day. And we're just going to make a nice little spicy mayo sauce for them, make a nice little toasted sandwich out of them. Quick, easy. It's a fast way to make a nice, easily prepared meal that you can either serve to guests or do it as a quick lunch for yourself.
Sounds good, man. Let's get to it.
All right. All right, so we got to prepare ourselves to make this blackened fish. Now, the key with blackened fish is you want to make sure your pan is hot enough that you're going to get a good cook and a good crisp on the outside with the blackening mix, but you still have a nice, firm, but tasty inside on the fish. So what we're doing is heating up a nice big pan here on medium-high heat. You want to get this hot. Some people will tell you that it's scalding hot. I like to keep it a little more manageable. You'll still get great results. What I like to do is we're going to melt some butter into the pan, get a good base of that in there, and then I have some actual lemon olive oil that I'm going to mix in with it just to give it a little bit of extra fun flavor with the fish. So that's what we're waiting on now. Once this gets heated up, we'll start melting our butter, and I'll show you the next trick with the fish fillets.
Awesome, man. And we also have the official taste tester here. This is Fergus.
Fergus. He says, I can't wait for the fish to be done because it's his favorite thing.
Get the sizzle.
So I like to start with about a half a stick, which is a quarter cup of butter, just to kind of get some going in here. You'll see as this melts down, it's going to make a nice little base for the fillets to sit in. And again, you don't want them swimming in fluid. You want them to just have a nice melt in there so it gets that blackening cooked on really well. Alright guys, let me show you our fish. Come over here. So these are those beautiful fillets from that triggerfish that we got the other day. Absolutely gorgeous, firm white meat fish. Fantastic as a meal by itself, makes a great sandwich. If you even leave it some skin on there, you can do it on the grill if you wanted to. But let me show you a trick over here. When you're putting your blackening seasoning on, you want something for it to stick to. I like, as my butter's melting, to just take a basic nylon basting brush or whatever you have, and I'm going to go ahead and just baste these fillets on both sides. And it doesn't have to be dripping, but that butter is going to help make that blackening seasoning stick beautifully. So we got one side, we're going to flip them over, and we're going to go ahead and just hit the other side on all three of these. Now you can see that half stick of butter did a pretty good job of putting a little bit in the bottom there. I'm going to offset that with just a little bit of lemon olive oil, just so you have a little bit extra to play with in the pan. Maybe about 2 or 3 tablespoons. Again, we don't want a lake, but we want enough for the fish to do their thing. So we'll let that continue to warm up. We're going to come over here and put our blackening seasoning on. So there's plenty of recipes out there that you can mix up for your own blackening seasoning. Most components are typically some kind of garlic powder, some paprika. There's as many recipes as you can imagine. I like to cheat a little bit. I have this product we found. It's called Surf and Turf from Spanglish Asadero. Available online, and it has become one of our favorite fish flavorings you can possibly get, and it works great for when you're blackening. So what we're going to do is start by putting a generous amount of this on the fish. You don't want to be shy because this is where your flavor is coming from. So we'll start one side, and you can see how with that butter on there, everything's sticking really well to it. Next, we're going to add just some regular coarse ground pepper. Pepper is important. That's going to give it a nice little bite, and it's going to make sure it has a really nice crispy crust to it. We're going to take those, we're going to flip them over and do the exact same thing here on the other side. And there's always going to be that little bit of extra on there, so I like to put a little piece of parchment paper down so it doesn't stick to it. And you can make sure you get all that seasoning goodness on your product. So we're going to go ahead, hit these guys up again. All right. Little toss, little of that. Now we'll pepper them. And I know it looks like we're putting a lot on here, guys, but that's what blackening's about. You gotta get that crust that comes from these flavors and these spices on there. So make sure you move it around, mop up all that extra goodness that's on there. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna throw that right in our mixture we have on the stove. All right, so I'm gonna just kind of move this around a little bit. Make sure that when we lay them in here, they've got something under them. And when you lay your fish, always lay it away from you so that it doesn't get that big splash right in your face. And that's the sizzle you want to hear. You can see we're not overcrowding them. We're keeping a little space between the fillets. We don't have it too thick of a solution on there. But that smell, I know you can't eat the fish, Brian, but how does it smell?
Smells good, man.
That's right.
Yeah, so for any of you that don't know, I'm actually allergic to fish, which is why Dan is here as our fish expert.
Somebody's got to eat this beautiful fish you catch.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. So we're going to give them probably about 3 minutes aside, which gives us time to make our sauce. So we're going to make a basic sandwich. I'm just using some plain old Italian bread. It's nice and easy, but you don't want it to be plain when you take a bite out of it. So we're going to make just a little spicy mayo, or in our case, I like spicy Miracle Whip. I love the tangy zip. That's just a me thing. I'm probably going to get a lot of ugly feedback on the video from that, but if you want to go the mayo route, you're welcome to. I like having that little bit of bite. So with just a little bit we're doing, about 1/3 of a cup of mayo. I'm going to put right in there, or Miracle Whip in this case. And then I'm going to take and put, I actually have some Old Bay hot sauce, so homage to our locals. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put about a teaspoon of hot sauce in there. And you can eyeball this, guys, because you can tweak the flavor however you want later on. Now, just to give it a little interesting creation, we're going to throw some Key West lime juice in. This is the official juice from Key West. You can put regular lime, you can put lemon. I just kind of like that way that flavor hits from the key lime. So that, we're just going to take it, we're going to do a little action, just mixing it up here. Get all that blended together. And then once we have it to that point, we're going to take just a little taste and see what we're working with, if we need to add or subtract anything. Not bad. I actually like where it's at. I think that's going to be good. So, of course, at this point, if you want to add any other flavorings, you can to it. You can throw other spices in, salt, pepper, whatever you like. I don't salt real heavily because we use a lot of Old Bay here in Maryland, and there's a lot of salt in Old Bay, so just be careful with that. All right, I'm going to let this hang out while we go check on our fish. So it's been about 3 minutes. This fish should be good and blackened on one side, so we're going to go ahead and give it a flip. Be very careful. This fish fillet is going to start loosening up a little bit. So you want to make sure you have something that can get fully under your fillet. And guys, if you don't have a ton of fluid under there, mix it up in the pan just a little bit so that when you do lay it in, you have that. All right. Now, as you can see, that blackening came up perfectly. That butter and oil mixture is just fantastic for that.
That's amazing, man.
We're going to give that about another 3 minutes, and then we'll come back and show you putting the sandwich together. All right, guys, so we're back with the finished product. These have been on for about another 3 minutes on this side. Depending on how thick your fish is about how long you're going to cook it for. But the ideal is you want fish to be about 145 as an internal temperature. It doesn't take that long for these little fillets to get there, so you don't have to take too long before you're enjoying this. So now you can see there's our beautiful blackened fillet of triggerfish. But we're not quite done with this yet. So here's a little trick you can do. So if you're gonna make a sandwich out of this, of course you're gonna want some bread, you're gonna want some rolls, something really tasty, but let's kick it up a notch. Remember, this is mostly butter, awesome flavor in here. We don't wanna lose this. So we can take this and actually throw our bread right in there. We're gonna let that get a little bit of a toast on there for a few minutes, and then we're gonna use that to make our sandwich. All right guys, so we've had the bread on for just a couple of minutes here, just kind of soaking in some of that goodness out of the pan. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off. We're gonna bring this toast out. Now, if you take a look at that, look at all that buttery goodness that came off the bottom of that pan. It's fantastic. So we're gonna come over here to our spicy miracle mayo whip that we made. And we're just gonna take some and put it on this bread that we made. Now I like my sandwiches with the soft side out on the bread, just because I'm funny that way. You can do it however you want, but we're gonna put some of this on. Be generous, guys. This is the good stuff. Lots of flavor in here. Now, personally, however you want to dress it up, feel free. If you want to throw extra seasonings on at this point, you can. If you want to throw cheese on, whatever works for you, you're welcome to. But we're gonna take this. I'm going to slide a couple pieces right on here, and we're going straight in like this today, guys. So there you have it. That's the sandwich. Go ahead and give this thing a cut through so you can see what it is that we're working with. All right. And there you have it.
Beautiful.
Triggerfish, blackened. Little homemade spicy mayo aioli, toasted bread, nothing left to do but enjoy a bite of this thing. Let's see what we got here, guys. All right, now that's awesome. That could be anyone's lunch, could be dinner for your friends. It could be just a special treat you make yourself at midnight because you've been out fishing all day. As you can see, we did this whole video in less than 15 minutes. It's that simple, that easy. That's a flavor you won't forget. Plus, we always have some extra over here that we can serve with rice, with anything else that we want. Hope you enjoyed checking this out. This is the first of our cooking portions of our Catch, Clean, and Cook videos. We'll be adding these as we go. So if there's anything you want to see specifically, preparation style or fish that you want, let us know. We'll make it work. Thanks, guys. Greetings from the kitchen.
And thank you, Dan, and everybody. Thanks for watching. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you're looking for next. We'll do the best we can to accommodate for you guys. Appreciate it.